Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, April 23rd. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. And Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation for you to pause in your day and to breathe and to center yourself in God who made you and loves you and calls you by name. It's an invitation to stop doing everything and for just a moment to pause and reflect. I've been reading my way through the Gospel of Mark with you, and today's passage is Mark 4:1-8, and it's the beginning of a long passage of parables. It's verse 1 and 2 are the opening, and 34 and 35 are the close of this section of parables. Many of them are about seeds. A parable in the New Testament, in the Newer Testament, or in the Christian scriptures, however you would like to refer to it, is more than just a parable, a story in those days. A parable could be a parable. It could also be a saying. It could also be an allegory. It could be many different things in those days. Usually, the word literally means to throw beside. So you take something and you throw it beside something you know, and in the New Testament, often and in the Gospel of Mark, often it's just left there at the end of the story. Now we're going to read a passage after this in a future day that will interpret this story in a particular way. But for today, we have this parable with the seeds, and Jesus is at the side of the sea, but coming up from the sea are these fields. So you have fishermen along the shoreline working their boats, and you have farmers sowing their fields. And he tells them a story about a farmer who sows seed, and he tosses it, and some falls on the path, and some falls in good soil, some falls in soil among thistles, and some falls in rocky soil. It's after the seed is thrown that then the farmer tills the ground, and the seed goes in, and it yields according to where it was thrown. The seed on the path, it's never tilled, it's never turned over, so that the birds eat. The others, the rocky soil, it springs up quickly and then dies quickly because the plow couldn't turn it in very deep. And the stuff among the thistles or among the thorns, that grows up, but the thorns and thistles choke it out. And the good soil, well, he says it yields 30 and 50 and 100-fold. And that's the verse that I want to focus on for you. Other seed fell into good soil and brought forth grain, growing up and increasing and yielding 30 and 60 and 100-fold. Now, you can read this in its literary context in Mark as exhortation. Watch where you throw your seed, or hear and listen and do. Or you can hear it as encouragement for those of us who share the good news. You just toss it out there, and some doesn't go anywhere, but some of it yields great fruit. And for the church, sometimes we get all caught up in what's the most effective way, or that our friends haven't received the good news we want to share, whatever that good news is, in the way we hope. And this encouragement is just let God do the work. So I invite you to settle into a quiet room and close the door, and take a seat, or find a comfortable place to be, whether it's laying on the floor, laying on a couch, or sitting in a chair. And close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And as you breathe out all your worries and fears and anxieties. And imagine that the peace of God is spreading and growing in you. Imagine that it comes to you like wading in the waters of the sea. You put your feet in, and at first maybe it feels a little funny, but then you know it's bringing relaxation and calm to your feet, and so you wade in a little further and you're up to your knees, and now your calves feel relaxed and renewed and refreshed, and the peace of God is growing in you. And then you wade in up to your waist, and you find that your thighs and the muscles in your thighs feel better and lighter. Your body feels lighter. And you wade in up under your arms, and the jitters in your stomach are calming, and the muscles in your back are relaxing, and the burdens are being lifted that you've been carrying. Your breathing stays nice and calm and deep as the water washes over your chest. And your heart rate is a resting and relaxed pace. You dip down so that your shoulders are under the water and your arms are floating in the water. And the muscles in your shoulders relax now. And your hands relax and open up. You dip down so the water is up to your chin. And all the muscles in your neck relax and the tensions are released. You dip your face into the water and come up with a smile. And lay your head back into the water. And your mind gets calm and peaceful. You stay there for a moment, being calm and peaceful in that water. And then you walk up onto the shore. You dry yourself off. And there's a field there, and you watch the farmer as the farmer is just tossing the seed everywhere. He's got a bag around his waist, and he just keeps tossing, and it goes all over the place. You wonder what will come of that seed. There's a bench there between the sea and the field. You sit there. Someone comes and sits next to you. It's Jesus, and he tells you this parable of the seeds. And he talks with you about it. And he encourages you to keep offering your gifts. Don't worry about what happens and who accepts them and who rejects them. Just offer them. because those who receive them will take them and use them, and it will multiply and multiply and multiply. And then he smiles at you and says, what do you want to talk about today? And I'll be quiet while the two of you talk. And then the time comes for you to end the conversation, and the two of you say goodbye in whatever way is appropriate. And you allow that image to fade away and bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Well, that's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, April 23rd. If you have feedback for me or you want to talk or pray, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org.